Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rajendran. Mr. President, Honorable Justice R. Mahadevan, Madras High Court Judge, Mr. Rajendran, Director, Voice of Valluvar, Mr. Partha Sarathi, CEO, Valai Tamil, Dr. Ashraf, Vice President, Wildlife Trust of India, Mr. Pradeep Rabindranath, City Councillor, Horsens, Denmark, Professor E. Sundaramurthy, Vice President of the Central Institute of Classical Tamil, Mr. Gajendran Nahalingam from the Tamil Danish Socio-Literary Federation, Mr. Rabin Azad Ahmad, Cultural Mayor, Ostras, Denmark, and our distinguished Danish translator, Ms. Marianne Steen Isaac. Distinguished participants, all protocol observed. Perorgale, Anbargale, Vanakkam. I wish all of you a happy Pongal and also a blessed Valluvar Day today. As we know, the government of Tamil Nadu celebrates the 15th or the 16th on leap years of January as Thirukkural Day in honor of the poet Thirukkural as part of the Pongal celebrations. Commonly known as Valluvar, he is best known for also authoring Thirukkural, a collection of couplets on ethics, political and economic matters, and love. The text is considered as one of the finest works of the Tamil literature. Thiruvallur was chosen as the Tamil language's greatest historical figure after Tamil scholars unanimously agreed to the proposal. As a result, a resolution to celebrate a day known as Thiruvallur Day for him by all Tamils was passed on January 17, 1935. Valluvar Day is therefore a very solemn day for all Tamils, all Tamilians, and all Thirukkural scholars and students globally. It is therefore a very fitting occasion to organize the launch of the Danish version of Thirukkural on such an auspicious day. Right at the outset, allow me to thank and congratulate the publisher, Mr. Gajendran Nahalingam from the Tamil Danish Socio-Literary Federation of Denmark, and also the translator, Ms. Marianne Steen Isaac, for the noble task of translating Thirukkural in Danish language. We know Denmark has a population of 6 million people, and therefore I'm sure the Thirukkural in Danish version will find its place in the libraries, will be distributed to members of parliament, to various organizations and universities, so that the wider community can also draw benefits from the wisdom of Thirukkural. We know that Thirukkural has already been translated in many languages, as Justice Mahadevan mentioned to us, and we also know that still more translations is on their way. Well, I think it's good to recall that today, on Thiruvallur Day, the Prime Minister of India paid homage to the great poet and philosopher. I quote, "I bow to the great Thiruvallur. Simple and vast in scope, his thoughts and writings have been a strong influence on humanity for centuries. In fact, the ideas expressed in Thirukkural are so universal that even after almost 2 millennia, they are still relevant and revered. Thirukkural does not refer to any nation, leader, society, language, religion, or caste in the entire book, which is why it has been called the Universal Veda. I wish to commend the Central Institute of Classical Tamil, an institute under the Ministry of Human Resource Development, represented today by its Vice President, Professor E. Sundaramurthy, for taking up the mission of bringing out Thirukkural in all Indian languages in which it has not been translated so far. The institute also proposes to launch an e-version of the book shortly. I wish to give a note of caution regarding translation of literary work. A noted Chinese sage once declared that the task of translating a literary work is like, I quote, the chewing of rice for another to swallow, end of quote. As is the case with any literary masterpiece, the Qural also loses its poetical merit when translated into other languages. Dr. Karl Grohl, who translated Qural into German, had this to say, I quote, no translation can convey an idea of its Thirukkural charming effect. It is truly an apple of gold in the network of silver, end of quote. I wish, however, to also emphasize that the importance of translation of great literary works. It is necessary for the spread of information, knowledge, and ideas. It is absolutely necessary. And in the case of Thirukkural, for effective and emphatic communication between different cultures. Translation, therefore, is critical for social harmony and peace. And I'm confident that the Danish version translation will certainly bring peace, harmony, contribute to more peace and harmony in the great nation of Denmark. I would therefore like to conclude with a special request. I wanted to talk to Mr. Gajendran Nahalingam before mentioning it, but I didn't have time to reach him on the phone. But let me make this appeal. I'm sure he will respond positively to my request. And also the request is also referred to the Danish translator, Miss Marianne Steen Isaac. You've done a great work with the translation of the Thirukkural into Danish, and this by itself is a great achievement, a very challenging task, but we commend you for achieving it. Let me also refer to you now what Honorable Justice R. Mahadevan, Judge of the Madras High Court, did in 2016. In fact, he delivered a landmark judgment following a petition filed by Mr. R. Rajaratnam, a senior citizen in Tamil Nadu, requesting the court to direct the government of Tamil Nadu to rectify the deteriorating standards of values by the compulsory teaching of Thirukkural in the schools. Justice Mahadevan granted the prayer, and in his judgment, I'll quote just one part of it. The future of every country lies at the hands of younger generation. It is the duty of the state to show them the rightful path, and there is no better philosophy than what is preached in Thirukkural, end of quote. The judgment has been translated into French and German, and we are undertaking the translation in other languages as well. We'll therefore be very grateful if our distinguished Danish translator, Miss Marianne Steen Isaac, could undertake the translation of the judgment on Thirukkural in Danish with the blessings of Mr. Gajendran Nahalingam. I've already shared the document with you, Mr. Gajendran Nahalingam, for you to have a look at it and to work on it. Well, let me also share with you that we are working on a mission of taking Thirukkural to the world by organizing a global conference on Thirukkural and UNESCO for world peace at UNESCO in the coming years. And I wish to propose that we present the Danish version of the Thirukkural to UNESCO on that occasion. I wish to once again commend the Tamil Danish Social Literary Federation for its laudable initiative. And I would like, before concluding, to draw attention to a very interesting, and I would consider to be a very important initiative of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. In fact, he proclaimed January 12 as the World Tamil Diaspora Day. It was celebrated virtually on that date, and this will now be celebrated every year on the 12th of January. And I would like to say that I personally, as a member of the Tamil diaspora, I was very touched and feel very proud of this initiative. But listening to the Chief Minister, I would like to quote what he said. He said that to address the non-resident Tamil, he said, I quote, "Many of you may not have the voting right in Tamil Nadu, but you have the right to call this government your government. That was why I made several announcements in September last for the welfare of the Tamil diaspora." I feel really touched and honored that the Chief Minister has opened up now to embrace the whole of the Tamil diaspora as part of Tamil Nadu population. And he also said, Tamils who once lived only on this land have spread out to several countries. He said, I quote, "These migrations have been going on for several years. Wherever the Tamils live, Tamil Nadu is their home," he said. I think with this very encouraging message and very, welcoming message of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and I know he means it. And I wish to commend him also for the excellent work he's doing following his election as Chief Minister for the progress in Tamil Nadu. I am confident that if members of the Tamil diaspora from other countries, which has not yet translated the Thirukkural into their languages, they will be motivated with this initiative of Denmark, and they would also undertake to translate Thirukkural into those other languages where the book has not yet been translated. That would be a major contribution of Tamil diaspora to spread the message of Thirukkural globally and also to join all of us in taking Thirukkural to the world. I would like to conclude by saying that by inviting the world Tamil diaspora to follow the initiative of Denmark and join in the translation of the Thirukkural in their languages also. And Mahakavi Subramanya Bharadiyar stated, I quote, "Thirukkural is a gift of Tamil Nadu to the world." And Saint Guruji stated, I quote, "Great thinkers belong to the world. Thiruvalluvar belongs not only to Tamil Nadu, but also to the whole of India, nay, to the whole world. He wrote for the benefit of the whole of mankind." I believe that we as Tamilians, we as disciples of Valluvar, lovers of Thirukkural, I believe and invite all of you, let's make it our mission in this lifetime, all of us to join together in the noble mission of taking our sacred Thirukkural, our universal literature, take it to the world, take it to join together. Let's all of us join together, take it to the world so that we can share the benefits of Thirukkural and the pearls that Valluvar gave us to the whole world to bring peace and harmony in the world. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Mikka Nandri. Vanakkam. Thank you.